Live from Kentucky's first television station, this is Wave 3 News at 11 with Connie Leonard, meteorologist Kevin Harned, and Mike Hartnett Sports. Coverage, community, commitment. This is Wave 3 News at 11.
And good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Connie Leonard. Tonight, county officials say enough is enough when it comes to getting rid of a very dirty problem. A last-ditch effort is on to get rid of some 2,000 pesky starlings nested in trees near the county courthouse. And that's our top story tonight. Wave 3's Jay Warren joins us with more. Jay?
Well, that's right, Connie. If the area around the courthouse smells like grape bubble gum for the next few days, it's not because county officials have gotten younger. The spray to get rid of the birds is grape flavoring. It's environmentally friendly. It's not harmful to humans or the birds. After a day on the town, these starlings are ready to bed down for the night. But settling into the magnolia trees next to the courthouse won't be as relaxing as it used to be.
They'll have to go somewhere else. Where they're going to land, I don't know.
Jefferson County is fighting the birds and their droppings with a little bit of grape-flavored fog.
They've tried noise, gunshots, pyrotechnics. They've tried everything. This is really basically the last resort.
Brought in by the county from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Jeffrey Ling of Flock Fighters will spray the grape flavoring 4 or 5 nights in a row.
They're a little upset right now with me. And what they do is they scream and they fly.
The product, called methylenthrolinate, causes a small degree of pain when the birds breathe it in.
What happens is that when you have multiple introductions of this product in a short time period, they become conditioned and they associate the pain or the discomfort to the site. And then they choose to move on.
Hoping the product works is Ron Bass, who wants the county to help him use it on some birds near his home.
There's 150 to 300 bird roosts of black-crowned night herons that like to inhabit the area, usually from February, March through September. And they hopefully will use this method in our neighborhood to get rid of the birds.
Ultimately, with thousands of birds so close to people, the county isn't just fighting an eyesore.
It's been proven that starlings are vectors of a number of bacterial and viral diseases. They do carry parasites, mites, other kinds of little creepy crawlies.
Now, with the fogging, the county wants to avoid health risks associated with the birds and their droppings. Some feel the dried droppings, when airborne, makes breathing more difficult for those with respiratory problems, and in some cases, starlings have been known to carry the West Nile virus. Now, that's not to say that these birds are carrying it, but they feel it's better safe than sorry. Connie?
Jay, are county officials worried these birds may go to another nearby neighborhood and bother folks there?
Well, they know they're going to go, but the thing is that the Fund for Animals has donated a fogger, so the county is going to be able to chase them around until they wind up in a location where they can live with. Connie?
All right. Thank you, Jay.
From WHAS 11 News, this is coverage you can count on.
Good evening, I'm Donna Lacey Marshall.
And I'm Lisa Bronis. The terror of the starlings and the mess they leave behind in downtown Louisville may soon be a thing of the past.
Tonight, Jefferson County started a plan to startle the starlings out of their winter roosting spot. It's our top story tonight, the flight of the downtown starlings. Just like in that movie, The Birds. 1 minute, few birds, and then with dusk, the starlings come home to roost. 2,000 to 3,000 of them come home to downtown's fiscal court building every winter. But on this night, a plan to uproost them.
It's just a grape extract that when the birds get into it, it affects them and makes them run off.
After spraying what is literally grape juice at the birds and their habitat, the starlings react. And they react in that way that disgusts us all over everything and everybody.
A lot of birds on my truck, and I don't like it.
It's that mess the starlings make every winter downtown that made county officials find yet another way to try to get rid of them. Jeffrey Ling with the company Flock Fighters USA says spraying the solution methylenthrolinate over 3 more days should move out the starlings for the winter, and spraying every winter for the next 2 or 3 years should move them out for good.
The birds feel a discomfort stimulus that would be, I guess, similar to a toothache. I think,
so they do what?
And so you can hear they vocalize. They're a little upset right now with me.
Even animal activists approve of this method.
They've tried everything. This is basically the last resort that's environmentally safe and humane and is inexpensive.
County Commissioner Dolores Delahanty, who says the spray job will cost the county about $3,000, says it's been a battle to get here, but it's money well spent.
It's economical, it's humane, and it's environmentally safe.
Now, the problem is once those birds leave downtown, they'll only roost somewhere else. Delahanty says the ultimate plan is to have the county equipped to spray various areas when needed. She says they will target the Preston Highway area next, where there's a bad bird problem there.
This is WLKY News Channel 32 Louisville. Now, from the station where the news comes first, your live local late-breaking coverage for Greater Louisville starts right now.
Thanks, John. For years, Jefferson County government has tried to rid the community of some pesky birds. Tonight, another effort got underway. They call this a public fogging. Thousands of starlings head to the county courthouse in downtown Louisville at dusk every day. And when people return to work the next day, they have to dodge the bird droppings. The chemical used is said to be humane and environmentally safe.
What was discovered in 1960 is that this compound, while it affects mammals with taste and smell, it affects birds with a discomfort stimulus. And that's avian specific. And then in 1992, this process was manufactured into the rejected product line as a environmentally responsible, benign chemistry bird repellent.
Pam Rogers with Fun for the Animals applauds the effort, but admits these birds may soon become someone else's problem.
All the technologies, the birds go somewhere else. Whether it's the noise they tried for about the last 8 years to get rid of the birds would relocate the birds. Poisoning relocates the birds. It all relocates the birds. So this is just a much cheaper way to fix it if they go someplace you don't like. So with the fogger that we've donated to the county, it's very inexpensive to go out and fog them somewhere else until they move to a nice place we like.
The fogging procedure will continue for the next 3 nights.
WLKY News Channel 32 Louisville. Now, from the station where the news comes first, your live local late-breaking coverage for Greater Louisville starts right now.
This is night 2 of a 4-night effort to rid the Jefferson County Courthouse of thousands of birds that gather every evening. The birds are noisy, and when they fly away each morning, they leave behind a mess. Officials say an environmentally safe and effective repellent is being used, and Jeffrey Ling of Flock Fighters USA is seeing fewer birds this evening.
So we know we disrupted them last night. We're a little concerned because with the low number of birds, we won't know what to expect tomorrow night. It's really important that the majority of the flock get multiple dosages of the methylphenidate.
Officials admit once the birds leave the courthouse, they may just become someone else's problem.
Crews sprayed repellent around the Jefferson Square to drive away the starlings that nest on the top of the county courthouse. The fogging started at dusk and will be carried out for the next 2 nights. A grape-scented chemical is sprayed in the trees around the area the birds occupy. The company hired to drive away the starlings says the number of birds in the area should be reduced by tomorrow night.
Again, you can't expect one night to make less birds show up tonight on the second night, but it will obviously change the way they perceive the site. And when we hit them the second night, we fully expect to see changes in the number of birds on the third night.
Company officials say this round of fogging should solve the problem for this season, but they believe they'll have to spray again in the fall to take care of the problem for good. The chemical used is harmless to humans and only aggravates the birds enough to make them fly away.
Live from WHAS 11 News, this is coverage you can count on.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Rodemeyer.
And I'm Melissa Swan. Tonight, the Battle of the Birds in downtown Louisville.
It is the annual attempt to rid the city of those pesky starlings that roost in downtown buildings. This time, officials hope that the smell of a certain type of fruit will do the trick. And we went downtown tonight to find out if the plan is working. And Adam A. joins us live with tonight's night team top story. Adam?
Yeah, Gary, I'll tell you what, a couple days ago, you wouldn't have stood by all these magnolia trees in front of the courthouse. Definitely not without an umbrella. That's because up in these trees, between 2,000 and 3,000 of the starlings. Now tonight, they only saw about 50 of those pesky birds. You might think that sounds pretty good, but actually one county leader says it's a concern. If the birds aren't in these trees, where are they? For the third night, foggers scare away thousands of starlings that have taken over the Jefferson County Courthouse.
You stand and you wait 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 until just that very right moment. the wind slows down, vector's just right, and then you leave a poof up.
The mission in this battle of the birds is like Hannibal's advice to Agent Starling in Silence of the Lambs.
You fly back to school now, little Starling. Fly, fly, fly.
That's what they'll do, just fly away. And like Agent Starling, the birds won't be harmed, they'll just go somewhere else. The fog kind of smells like grapes. It's a naturally unappealing scent to the starling, but it causes a controversial move.
If we are successful in moving the birds away from this site, where do they go? Do they go to your backyard? And do you have children in that backyard who are playing in all of the bird dung that is left there every single morning?
County Judge Executive Rebecca Jackson says these droppings are more than unsightly. They're a major health hazard. And that's why she wants all the birds killed.
I preferred always to exterminate them because I didn't want to chase them someplace else where they could do more harm than they are doing now. But that was not the will of the court, and so I must progress with the will of the court.
And let the chase begin.
And let the chase begin.
That's exactly what's happening.
They came in swirling around, but they just took off.
As they say, those birds of a feather flock together. Who knows where this giant flock will land next? And the U.S. Department of Agriculture actually suggests killing these birds. That's because they're not indigenous to America, and in fact, starlings eat other birds. Now, in the past, they tried hanging rubber snakes in these trees. They even had some loud noise makers in the trees, tried to scare off the birds. If this fogging plan doesn't work, they may have to consider cutting down all of these magnolia trees out here in front of the courthouse. These starlings like magnolias, and if the fog doesn't work, the trees may have to go. Live downtown, Adam May, WHAS 11 News 19.
Four-night effort to rid the Jefferson County Courthouse of thousands of birds that gather there every evening. The starlings are noisy, and when they fly away each morning, they leave behind a mess. Officials say an environmentally safe and effective repellent's being used, and Jeffrey Ling of Flock Fighters USA is seeing fewer birds now.
So we know we disrupted them last night. We're a little concerned because with the low number of birds, we won't know what to expect tomorrow night. It's really important that the majority of the flock get multiple dosages of the methylphenolate.
Officials admit once the birds leave the courthouse, they may just become somebody else's problem.
This bird problem seems to have worked.
This is WLKY News Channel 32 Louisville. Now, from the station where the news comes first, your live local late-breaking coverage for Greater Louisville starts right now.
New tonight, a health concern in downtown Louisville appears to have flown away. The birds are gone. A group called Flock Fighters USA says its fogging program to rid the downtown area of pesky birds has done the trick. On Friday night, 2,000 to 3,000 birds were making themselves home near the courthouse. And as early this evening, there was no sign of the birds. The question is, where have they gone?
I did some monitoring work today in the downtown area, and also to some of the south, near suburbs in the south. And my expectation is these birds are focused on evergreen magnolia trees. They're going to want evergreen trees that have similar characteristics. I could not find any evidence of the birds having moved to another group of trees.
So there you go. The experts say the birds prefer to roost in evergreen and magnolia trees.
Birds are gone. A group called Flock Fighters USA says its fogging program to rid the downtown area of pesky starlings has done the trick. On Friday night, 2,000 to 3,000 birds were making themselves at home near the courthouse, and as of last night, there was no sign of the birds. The big question is, where have they gone?
I did some monitoring work today in the downtown area, and also to some of the south, near suburbs in the south. And my expectation is these birds are focused on evergreen magnolia trees. They're going to want evergreen trees that have similar characteristics. I could not find any evidence of the birds having moved to another group of trees.
As he mentioned, the birds prefer to roost in evergreen and magnolia